Welcome to Poco News, your weekly source for most things Brawl Stars Esports. Results, team updates, and the latest drama you won't want to miss. Make sure to come back every Wednesday to get your latest update. In this video, I will be showing the 2026 teams for Asia Pacific. That includes the countries of China, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, India, Indonesia, and others, by going down the list after the point results of the August monthly final. After the teams that made it to postseason, there will be a brief intermission for the subregions. The dust is still settling on ROSTERMANIA, and this is an interesting reshuffle of APAC. First off, Zeta Division. Zeta Division, who returned to Asia after 2024, with the team of Sitetampos, considered by many to be the best mechanical player, who split up with Crazy Raccoon to play with Susuku and NaVi, two NaVi players who played LCQ with NaVi in 2024, and together they dominated East Asia, winning 4 monthly finals, and even bringing that success to Brawl Cup with a 3rd place, though disappointingly losing in group stage at Worlds while being one of the top contenders for the title. The team decided to make a change, replacing NIWA with the reject player Batuman, who came out of retirement and got 2nd place in East Asia. That is the only change, as they will most likely stay in Zeta Division. What do you think of the change from Levi to Batuman? Now to the 2nd seed of East Asia. Reject, the organization that returned to Brawl Stars Championship in 2025, with the ex-rival esports duo of Melty and Shu, who tagged along the retired player of Batuman, getting all the way to 5 of 6 grand finals and winning once. They were the top 2 team of East Asia this year in the regular season. Worlds, however, is a different story, with disappointment for most fans after only winning 1 game at Worlds during the group stage. After which, the team has lost a big piece, with Shu and Melty likely staying together in Reject with Levi, one of the Zeta players who helped dominate. As for Batuman, he is moving to Zeta after his great year with Reject. Natus Vincere, aka NaVi, with Achapi, the 2021 and 2022 world champion, leading Guru and Ryohei in 2025, the 3rd seed of East Asia had another long and arduous regular season, with their crowning achievement being reaching 1 grand final that they lost. But due to the dominance of Zeta and Reject, they got 3rd place and went to LCQ for the 2nd year in a row, getting all the way to the qualification game, where they lost 3-0. And thus, their year was over. After such a disappointment, the teams ended up scattering to the winds, with Ryohei expecting to team up with Toridesu and Yutapin, 2 of the Go Next players in the organization of Frenzy. Achapi, the head of the team, will be playing with Icy, rival esports aggressive player, and Gen.G, a member of Zeta 1 who retired after that successful year. He returned last year as a coach for rival esports and is returning in full force this upcoming year. Kuru is doing an interesting move where he will play with Naipishu, the effort result rookie that won the last monthly final with Zeta after Sitetampos got banned. Ghost T, another Japanese player who returned after not playing last year, and as incredible as it sounds, their coach is the Colombian genius, Sebas. Sensing an opportunity, the Spanish organization SK Calalas has signed them. NaVi. For NaVi, I have the unfortunate news that they are returning back to EMEA and will not be part of the Asia Pacific circuit next year. If you've reached still here and you enjoyed, like and subscribe. Would be very appreciated. Great. The last 3 teams had very underwhelming performances at Worlds, but not this team, because it's our 2025 World Champions Crazy Raccoon, represented by the undisputed GOAT of Brawl Stars Esports, Tensai, who has won 3 world championships. the last 2019 World Finals player, Milcreo, and the player who finally won Worlds, Moya, along with their coach, Dreli, the only staff to win Worlds as both a player and a staff. They started the year strong by winning the first monthly final, a high they didn't reach again during the regular season, getting no better than semifinals, and so they had to go to LCQ, getting Seed 2 out of Group A, qualifying to Worlds, where they went on a Cinderella run to win it all. I linked a Kronos BS video that explains it in more depth. After that incredible year, they of course remained together. I'm expecting to see what the future holds for Crazy Raccoon in 2026. What about you? Tell me in the comments. Last of the postseason teams from East Asia, Rival Esports. The Japanese-Korean roster of Mameshi, the 2021 world champion that hasn't reached the same heights again, Terry, a Korean player who has history competing in Asia, and Icy, a Japanese player. With their year was filled with losses against the 4 team above, but beating Frenzy, NIWA, and Effort Result brought them to LCQ, where they gave an impressive group performance, but couldn't beat Revenant XSpark to get to Worlds. After this, the team parted ways. Mameshi, after not making Worlds and not finding a good roster, has retired. Terry, as stated in previous videos, is moving to EMEA to get better alongside Enraged and Filippo. And as I have mentioned previously, Icy is playing with Gen.G and Achapi in Legend Gen.G. Rival is likely to sign a roster next year. Here, I decided to host China and South/Southeast Asia. Before we go into this part, I have to admit that I didn't follow China and the other two almost at all, so this information is mostly from Wikipedia. Revenant XSpark. Sergeant, Response, and X9J proved that team play and synergy can get you far. The team, led by India's GOAT, alongside the 2 Singaporean players of Response, who won Worlds in 2020, and X9J, who makes good YouTube videos recapping his games. They led Southeast Asia and got to LCQ, where they dominated. Then, they went to Worlds, that ended in semifinals. A very good performance. Unfortunately, Response might retire, and therefore X9J and Sergeant would have to get a third player. And they offered that spot to the Singaporean KDS player, Hiroshi. They will probably stay in Revenant, though. KDS. Primex and Hiroshi played Southeast Asia and went to LCQ as second seed at LCQ. They left at the group stage. Formerly Synchronic, the team has an unknown future. The only certain thing is that KDS has signed a new roster NNA, so probably won't sign them next year. Upcore Esports. First seed of South Asia, Ash King, Yash, and Prasant also went to LCQ. And in a similar fate to most teams in this video, they lost in the group stage. After this result, the expected change is that Prashant and Ash King will duo next year, and Yash will probably have to find a new team. King will duo next year, and Yash will probably have to find a new team. Toxic Lotus. Their first seed team out of China is made up of OU, the most experienced Chinese player, Engine, his teammate from last year, and Trick of China, formerly White, who joined after LCQ 2024. With Star Dragon being there, coach, and drafter, they dominated China, being the team to beat in the region, qualifying to Brawl Cup, surprising everyone with a 4th place finish. LCQ ended with a group stage loss versus Rival Esports in Casa Brawl, when their year was over. Then, their year was over. but believing that 2026 is their year, they will most likely stay together. This is not confirmed though. Now back to East Asia with Frenzy Esports. Mira, Danshari, and Toridesu consistently made monthly finals, which ended them in 6th place in Asia. Danshari will retire after his breakthrough year, a strange decision in my opinion. Mira will attempt to compete, but hasn't found a team yet, that I know of. Toridesu is in a similar position, looking for a team. Frenzy, on the other hand, will likely sign Totoron and Yutapin, 2 of the Go Next players, along with a third. All signs point to their third being Ryohei. Gen.G. With a team of Modeng, Cookie, and Bano, they had a bad year, and there are no signs that Gen.G will continue in the Brawl Stars esports circuit. I don't know what the team will do at all. The Korean NIWA crew changed constantly, starting off with Cookie, Creo, and Rikeo 71. Then Rikeo left for Nene, then Cookie for Kanga, and finally Vegeta came from NA to help Creo and Nene. Because of all these changes, or maybe in spite of them, NIWA was 7th seed. But all that I care about is the last East Asian roster. So I will be explaining Nene, Creo, and Kanga. And the future of this roster is that Nene is retired, the only member of the team to do so. Creo hasn't retired, and Kanga hasn't retired either, so they are looking for a new team. Now to the final team before the recap. Effort result. With the roster of Jinasur, Wahochi, and Nem, their year was bad, getting to 3 monthly finals and not making semis even once. Like many of the other teams, one member is retiring, that being Nem, and the other 2 are staying together, that being Wahochi and Jinasur. Now, a summary for the biggest moves of 2026. Zeta Division, the number 1 East Asia seed, is making a calculated change, replacing NaVi with the come-out-of-retirement star Batoman from Reject to join Sitetampos and Suzuku, transforming into Suzuku, Sitetampos, Batoman, and staff, their manager Taro, and Lightox, their analyst. Reject. 2nd seed loses Batman but gains Levi from Sita, pairing him with the established duo of Shu and Melty. Natus Vincere, NaVi, 3rd seed, is exiting the region entirely, returning to EMEA. Their players have scattered. Achapi teams with Gen.G and Icy. Kuru joins a new Japanese project under SK Kalalas with Naipishu from Effort Results, Ghost T, who unretired, and the ex-Team Heretics coach Sebas. Lastly, Ryohei moves to Frenzy with Totoron and Yutapin. The champions stay together. Crazy Raccoon, your 2025 world champions, are running it back. The trio of Tensai, Milcreo, and Moya, with their coach Relly, remain united to defend their title. Rival Esports has disbanded, with Mameshi retiring, Terry moving to EMEA, and IT joining Achapi's new team. Rival Esports will probably still stay in East Asia and sign a team next year. Frenzy Esports is likely signing a new roster featuring Totoron, Yutapin, with Ryohei, they speculated 3rd. NIWA, Creo, and Ganga RFA, and Nene is retired. Gen.G faces an uncertain future after a tough season, with players looking for new teams. Effort Result continues with Jinasur and Wahochi, seeking a 3rd after Nem's retirement. In China/Southeast Asia, key pieces are moving. Revenant XSpark, world semi-finalists, are potentially replacing the retiring Response, with Singaporean player Hiroshi to play alongside Sargent and X9J. Toxic Lotus, China's dominant number 1 seed, is expected to stay together with OU, White, Engine, and their coach Star Dragon. Upcore Esports will see Ash King and Prashant continue as a duo while Yash looks for a new team. So, this is the result of APAC ROSTERMANIA 2026. What do you think of these changes? Which team do you think made the best move? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching this. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. See you next Wednesday for another update if you enjoyed.